I mean, to me, one of the things that is key to an empathetic person is a person that's kind of maybe struggled themselves or know what pain is or can relate with it and see it in others. I mean, was there any character defining moment in your life that you think really kind of amplified your ability to empathize with your clients and other people?
Well, let's see. A character defining moment for me on like leadership was, and I vividly remember this still to this day, was when I didn't make managing director the first time around. And for those of us that have been at very large investment banking firms, you know what a rigorous process it is. You know what a public process it is. And you know how slightly humiliating it
Yeah.
is when you don't make it the first time around. Having said that, I had two paths I could take. One, I could get really pissed off and like be bitter at everybody and blame everyone except myself. Or I could say, okay, there's a reason why. And what are my kind of lessons learned and takeaways from that? And, you know, a couple of those were, and I'm saying this all publicly, so I'm like, you know, digging deep here in my humility, but,
Sorry,
you know,
Christine. I didn't mean to do that to you.
it's okay. It's all good. You know, one was first and foremost that nobody had the kind of, you know, guts to tell me previously what my blind spots were and what my, you know, the feedback was. So that was a little bit disappointing. And then, you know, the feedback was that I was too tough. I was too hard. I had a high bar and I didn't suffer fools in the right way. And, you know, like that was incredible to hear, but it was also hard. But it also made me reflect. And I think or I know, that did two things for me as a leader. One, I am super focused, and I talked about this with the team today, about transparent feedback. It is so important to give the feedback, even the hard feedback. And the hard feedback is the hardest feedback to give. But it's important because if you don't get feedback and you work with someone for a very long time and you don't get feedback, it means that they don't care about you because they're just telling you how great you are and they're not helping you get better. So that is kind of how I lead here. And the second piece is also just, to be softer, to be a little more empathetic, to hold that high bar and to have that really high standard, but to be aware of it, right? Like I'm constantly saying to Chad, okay, I know I have a really high bar, but keep me in check here. Is this, you know, should we be thinking about this? Or, and, you know, I'm super aware of it, but it made me a more empathetic, vulnerable leader, if you will.